From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your morning update.
American Door Company has been family-owned and operated for over 29 years, supplying Northern California with quality garage doors, garage door openers, and installed with the best service you'd expect from a locally owned company. We serve all of Northern California from Willows all the way to the Oregon state line. Give us a call today.
Well, the rodeo is getting closer and closer. Tickets are still available. You can purchase them at readingrodeo.com. You can also call the box office at area code 530-241-8559. Be sure to get those tickets today. And of course, you know we got the big Reading Rodeo ticket giveaway here on Weather NorCal, and the winners are, well, they'll be revealed on Coffee with Kruger at 7 o'clock this morning. So if you're watching this recording here after 7 a.m., be sure to go to weathernorcal.com, click on the Coffee with Kruger section, and you'll be able to see the pre-recorded episode of Coffee with Kruger from this morning, and you can see who the winners are. So congratulations, I've already got the winners, but again, we'll be announcing those this morning on Coffee with Kruger at about 7 a.m. All right, let's go and take a look at our weather headlines. Now, the winds, they've been really the main headline over the last several days. They're dying down, they're getting weaker. We're kind of putting those in our rearview mirror at this point. Yeah, a little breezy at times, but not that bad. We've got 90-plus degree temperatures in the valley. Now, we did see 92 in Oroville, but everywhere else, for the most part, stayed below 90 yesterday. Today, though, I think everyone in the valley should at least see 90 degrees, if not a little bit higher. I'm still tracking the potential for showers and thunderstorms in the mountains. You'll see that here in a second. And bigger heat next week, it depends on which forecast model you look at. Don't you hate that? One model is saying this, one model is saying that, and there gives us that level of uncertainty. We'll take a closer look at that here in a second as well. But here's your neighborhood at a glance today. There it is, 91 degrees, give or take, for the valley today. I think some of us could get up to 92, 93. But of course, in the mountains, you're talking 70s. But in Siskiyou County, there are about 80 and temperatures in the mid 80s for parts of Trinity County. So yes, it is starting to warm up. And why? Well, look at this. You see the big arc in the clouds here? That's the big ridge of high pressure I've been talking about all week long, building and getting stronger. Well, it's finally here. Also, the area of low pressure here. Now, we have to kind of watch this, a little bit of a spin here. This could create some thunderstorms for parts of the Sierra. Nowhere near us today, but, you know, say around south of Tahoe, for example, say around Yosemite Park. You could be looking at maybe some thunderstorms there, but otherwise we're looking at those dry conditions and not to mention sunny skies as well. All right, let's take a look at futurecast and we'll talk about the chances for rain here. All right, so today, yeah, we may see a few puffy cumulus clouds developing to the north and east. Otherwise, look at this. I mean, plenty of sunshine across the board for today, including the coast. And when you see those highs for the coast, you're going to be a little surprised here. But take a look at Saturday, tomorrow. Now, I think it's just going to be some puffy cumulus clouds. At this point now, it doesn't look too promising for showers or thunderstorms on Saturday. We can't rule out maybe a stray sprinkle for some of these areas here, but for the most part, just not enough moisture, not enough instability, and it should mainly stay dry. Now we're going to see the marine layer make its way back to the coast, so it looks like mostly cloudy skies on Sunday. The clouds beginning to develop Sunday afternoon. Now this model only goes out to 11 a.m. on Sunday. If you look closely, a little dot of green right there over the mountain, the peak of Mount Shasta. So I think there is that potential, especially Siskiyou, Modoc, Eastern Mountains. As we go into Sunday afternoon, there's the potential for some afternoon showers and maybe even an isolated thunderstorm as well. And you'll see that kind of shown on the 7-day outlook. All right, so there it is, kind of the long range showing it up. But then as we go into Monday, all through next week, if we see any activity, it's mainly going to be in the Sierra here through next week, and we remain dry. But what about the temperatures? All right, let's talk about this for a second. All right, so you've got this ridge of high pressure that's building that we're seeing now. Temperatures low 90s, low to even some mid 90s for those daytime highs. The model that we're looking at right now is the GFS. It's the American Forecast Model. So let's show you what it's predicting, okay? So as we go through Saturday, tomorrow, that ridge of high pressure is still in place. It's going to be a warm day, right? This cooler air is going to ride to our north. We may see a slight dip in our temperatures as we go into Monday of next week. This is the ridge of high pressure I've got my eyes on. Okay, so look what happens as we go into Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. This ridge of high pressure really begins to build and get stronger and stronger all the way through Thursday. This here would indicate that by around the end of next week, we could potentially be looking at some upper 90s, maybe even 100 degrees. However, if you look at the European forecast model, you see this nice ridge of high pressure that we're seeing right here. Cut that top off and put cooler air there instead. If that happens, if we see this ridge of high pressure not nearly as strong as we're seeing it here based on the GFS, then I don't think we're going to see 100 degrees. So again, it depends on which forecast model you look at. And that's why you may see other places advertising 100 degrees or higher toward the end of next week in parts of the valley. Not out of the question, I'll say that, but it's too early to go ahead and set that in stone just yet. All right, so let's take a look at the temperature outlook based on the Climate Prediction Center. So as we take a look at the long range here, yes, a bigger bubble of heat off toward east, but we still had the potential of seeing above normal temperatures here in the long range. The heat's here, folks, and it looks like for now it's going to stick around for a while, all right? But it's not going to be the oppressive heat that we typically see around here. All right, so 5 p.m. today, you see the wave heights are looking pretty good. We take you into your Saturday, wave heights still looking pretty good. We're not going to see much change there. So here's your marine forecast for your Friday. North winds at 5 to 10 knots, waves from the northwest at 5 feet at 11 seconds. No advisories. Looks like we're in pretty good shape there. Hey, take a look at your Mother's Day weekend. We're just going to take a few select areas, not everyone. But there you can see, yeah, temperatures mainly in the low 90s, plenty of sunshine. So make sure you've got plenty of water if you go for a hike with mom. All right, take you out to the coast, obviously cooler, although a beautiful day today. But for your weekend, upper 60s Saturday, a dip in the temperatures on Mother's Day. I think Mother's Day on the coast, you're going to be kind of sucked in with some of those low clouds and even some fog, making for a cooler day. But you start heading inland, obviously more sunshine there. Let's take you off into many of the mountain locations. This is in the eastern mountains. I think for, as I mentioned, I think Trinity County may be a straight shower, but Siskiyou County, Modoc, and the eastern mountains, maybe a chance for thunderstorms on Mother's Day. Otherwise, yeah, temperatures should be in the low 80s for your daytime highs for most of the mountain locations. Take a look at this. This is something you're probably going to see on social media over the next day or two. And there's been a lot of solar activity here. You may have been hearing about it. And that tends to give us a little bit more active aurora, right? So I want you to show you this line here. This is for tonight, Friday night. Here you can see that red line. This is the viewing line. I got to tell you right now, the chances of us seeing the aurora tonight are very, very slim. I think mostly stay to the north. That being said, on Saturday, this will all shift a little bit even more to the south. So is it out of the question for us to see maybe the north end of California to maybe try to see some of that aurora? Sure, it could happen. So it's one of those things where we'll kind of keep a close eye on that for you. But bottom line, you have to head a little bit farther to our north to really get any more promising chances of seeing that. All right, let's take a look at your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. Temperatures in the low to mid 80s. Could even see some upper 80s for some of the warmer spots. You'll notice, I'm going to take you back there. I'm going to take a look at that 7-day outlook here for you. Sunday, I put that chance in there. Again, I think most of it's going to be to the north, say Modoc County eastward. Siskiyou County eastward, but I'm still just including that slight chance for a stray shower and maybe even a thunderstorm. But again, the chances for thunderstorms are going to be a bit higher, but still pretty slim even for the rest of the mountains. But the coast, you're dry. There's that Mother's Day. Looks like some more clouds coming in as a result, those cooler temperatures. But again, you saw inland, yeah, plenty of sunshine, although it looks like some of that low clouds and fog may make their way into some of those inland valleys Saturday night into Sunday morning. But we'll call it partly cloudy for the inland areas on Sunday. Taking a look at your Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast, those temperatures are going to be in the upper 70s and low 80s. Again, you see the chance for showers and thunderstorms. Don't let that, scare you. I mean, we're talking slim chances, but I have to put that in there because I don't want you to be caught off guard should it happen. 73 degrees in Janesville, 70 for Westwood, 80 degrees in Shingletown and Paradise, about 83. Your Valley neighborhood forecast brought to you by NorCal Tractor. Look at that. Everyone, minus maybe the west side of the valley, a little bit cooler, but you can see basically everyone in the valley at least 90 degrees. 90 degrees for the city of Shasta Lake, 89 Lakehead, Whiskeytown about 85, 91 for Redding, and there you can see Palisadro about 91 degrees. Let's take a look at your 7-day outlook for Redding. And you can see those temperatures are going to be warm, low 90s. Now, we're going to keep it in the 90s for the next 7 days. So, here you have it. This is where we have to start talking about that long-range forecast model. You see how I have the temperature going from 97 on Wednesday to 95 Thursday? Well, if the American forecast model verifies, if that's the one we go off of, then instead of going from 97 to 95 on Thursday, we would probably go from 97 to 98, maybe even 99 or 100 on Thursday. All right, so again, this is one of those stay tuned forecasts, but bottom line, it's going to be warm, borderline hot, depending on how you look at it. Temperatures overnight, not too terrible either, mainly in the low 60s.